OnslaughtRadio.com. Backstage at Bloodstock.
Hey guys, it's Lee from Onslaught Radio. We're here at Bloodstock 2012 with two-thirds of Doom trio WITCHSORROW. How you doing, guys?
Very well, cheers man.
Yeah, really good.
So we got Nick and Dave from WITCHSORROW. First thing, Nick, I know that you're sometimes referred to as Necroskull.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us a little bit about where that name came from?
Well, it sounds like if you say my real name really fast, it kind of sounds like Necroskull. One of my mates was coming out of a pub one night and came up with it, and it kind of stuck ever since. I thought that sounds so cool. But even people who know me don't clock it at first. They why are you called Necroskull? Well, say Nick Ruskell really fast and with a bit of a foreign accent. And
well, let's hear it.
Nick Ruskell. So he sounds like Necroskull.
Fair enough. So you guys having a good weekend?
Great weekend, man. It's been amazing. Just great atmosphere, great vibe. It's a great festival. So many great bands. It's just great.
Fantastic. So you guys played yesterday on the Sophie Lancaster stage. How'd that go down?
Really, really well. There was some stuff kind of up against, like you're not allowed to put your feet on the monitors on stage, which I wasn't very happy about. But outrage. It was a heavy metal festival. But no, it was good. I was a bit worried about playing in the daylight and stuff because, like, even when we rehearse, we do it in sort of near darkness in the rehearsal room. So playing while the sun's still out and you could see the sun was a bit weird. But fortunately, it didn't affect the vibe too much. We managed to spread a little bit of darkness and gloom. And
so I'll turn the house lights down and get some candles up.
Yeah, get the smoke going.
Awesome. So for some of our listeners that may not be too familiar with who you guys are, do you want to just give us a bit of background about you guys? You know, how you started, how you got together, how you got the ball rolling?
I've been a huge Doom fan for years, since I was very, very young teenager, and I always wanted to be in like a really kind of traditional heavy Doom band. When I was a teenager, I was obsessed with Black Sabbath and Electric Wizard, and I always wanted to do a band like that myself, and it took years and years and years to actually start doing it. I sort of came up with the idea on my own one night. The name sort of popped into my head, and Emily, my wife, went, "I want to play bass with this." I said, well, but I don't know. Do you want to? Yeah, I'm playing bass in your band, and that was pretty much how it started. I mean, it was sort of born out of just mine and her total obsession with Doom that we have had since we were like 14, 15. Just always been obsessed with bands that sound like Black Sabbath and Electric Wizard and stuff. It's always been like that, more than thrash or black metal for me. It was always Doom that was always like the stuff that really, really got me going. And but the more Sabbathy and the more kind of doomy the Doom was, the more I've always liked it. And so it was just kind of, I wanted to turn my obsession with it into something, something of my own, I guess.
Oh, cool. Cheers. So, moving forward, second album came out a few months ago,
Yep.
God Curse Us.
God Curses, yeah.
Yep. So, do you want to just tell us a bit about that? And, was it any different recording your second album once you got the first one out? You've made your mark, we're here, and now we can get on with things?
I mean, for me, I joined a band last year when their old drummer left, because I've known Nick and Emily for years and years. So when their old drummer left and they were like, "Do you want to come play with us?" Yeah, of course. So for me, this is the first album that I'm on. So, but the whole experience is amazing. We went down to Fold Studios in Wales. You just get a solid week in the middle of nowhere with nothing to do but just play music.
Get your head down, get on
Yeah,
with it.
it's amazing. Like, it's just, Welsh. You look out your windows, it's Welsh valleys everywhere, sheep wandering around, no one for miles. So you can really
Perfect setting for some Doom, right?
lovely, yeah. You can just really get into it, and you just turn all the lights off in the studio and just sit there and soak it up, just smack it out. It's great.
So we did the first album, so we went back there just because it's such an amazing studio, and Chris, the engineer there, is brilliant. But it's really nice just being so far away from everything, so isolated, because it's literally like 15-minute drive to the town, and you won't see anything. It's just fields. It's just like one road and loads of fields, and it's just great feeling really remote, because you feel like I like to think of the band as being this like bubble away from the rest of the world, where we're in charge, and like when you're playing, like no one can come and disrupt your little world. And this is just an extension of that, just having being so far away from any fucking distractions or people asking you things, or work or bills and things. You're just there, like living in WITCHSORROW world for a week.
No distractions, right?
Yeah.
Days blend into one as well. Like you're there for 7 days, it just feels like one huge thing. I don't know. It's weird. You just really get into it.
Oh, fantastic. Cool. So 2 albums down. We played Sonosphere last year, right?
Yeah.
Bloodstock this year.
Yeah.
So things starting to roll.
Definitely. Like
So what have we got planned, for the coming months, next year?
we got a couple of gigs lined up. We're doing some Doomfest in London in November, playing with Ahab and Eye of Solitude, Indestinence, loads of other great Doom bands. That's going to be rad. And we're playing with Conan in September, I think. I think the big plan next year is try and get out to Europe. Get off the aisle. But it's
Spread the word.
Spread the word, yeah. Something.
It's not going to be a next year, Dave. The world's going to end on December the 21st this year, so I want to play a gig then, and then after that, if I'm wrong, then we'll play in Europe next year. If I'm right, there's no, everyone's going to be dead. The world's going to end.
Okay, brilliant, guys. Well, thanks for your time today. I hope you have a good weekend. Check out some bands, have a good time. Second album out, God Curse Us.
God curses.
Yeah, cool. Everyone check it out. Cool. All right, thanks.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, guys.